Give this guy
Take two.
no.
Take two, Tim.
Pizza.
Oh, today on Rocks we have Alice Moore and Virginia Hunt. Take three. I know. Welcome back to Rocks. Today we have Allison Moore and Virginia Hunt. They've been traveling with J&M Production Psychic Fairs. Today we're going to speak with them and ask them a few questions. How are you doing today?
Fine.
Okay, Allison, I understand you're an intuitive perceptor. What would that be? What exactly?
Okay, an intuitive perceptor. What it is I took an integrated awareness course, and when I graduated, I became an IA, and in readings, I'm classified as an intuitive perceptor. I'm not a psychic. But what happened in this 5-day course was through concentration skills and exercises, we learned how to balance our left brain with our right brain, and we brought our intuition, the little voice in the back of our heads that when we were little our parents tell us is our conscience, to the forefront, and it lets me get into people's energy and find out whatever they need to know and read them.
I was reading an interview with Irene Hughes. She said the same thing about when she was a little kid. Her mom would always tell her, "Oh, everybody gets that."
Everybody has an intuition. It's just whether we develop it or not. I'm sure everybody knows the little times when we're going to do something and all of a sudden we hear, "Don't do that." That is clairaudience when we hear that little voice. When we get a gut feeling that we shouldn't do something, that's clairsentience. It's a feeling that we shouldn't go ahead and do something or that we should do something. When we see pictures in our head of impending car crashes or impending doom, that's clairvoyance. So we've all got it. It's just whether we use it and develop it or not.
Clairvoyance would be like predicting the future, so to speak.
Well, clairvoyance is seeing, okay? Mentally visualizing in your head things that are going to happen or that are happening at this point that you're not aware of, okay? Or if I saw something from the past, okay? That's clairvoyance when I see a picture. When you hear your little intuition, that's clairaudience. That's a voice. And clairsentient is when you have a gut feeling about something and you go with the feeling. That's clairsentient. And we all have it. It's just a matter of whether we use it or not. And some people choose to ignore their intuition, and they find that they get themselves in trouble that way.
Did you ever felt there were times when you try to ignore your intuition and something happened?
One time I almost ignored my intuition. I was told one morning to go to the post office and get 5 postcards and send them into a radio station that was having a mortgage payment contest, and they're still doing it. Every morning at 7:20 they have a fire secret. And during the day, one of the DJs calls out a name, and you call in. If your name's called, and you give the fire secret. Well, I had sent my 5 postcards in, and 2 weeks later, after I had sent them in, I was woken up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and my husband normally got the fire secret. I was sick that day, he was sick. I woke up at 7 o'clock and I heard, "Get up and get the fire secret." I chose to ignore it, and I fell back to sleep. At 10 after 7, I was woken up again, and I heard, "Get up and get the fire secret." And I laid there and I said, "I'm not getting up. It's only been 2 weeks. They're not going to call my name this soon. People wait for 3 months and they never get called." So they were very, very upset and get up and get the fire secret. So by the 4th time, I decided, well, I guess I should pay attention to this. So I grudgingly went downstairs and I got the fire secret and I went back to bed. And later on in the afternoon, I was watching soap operas. And I heard, "Turn the TV off and go upstairs and turn the radio on." And I didn't want to do it. And again, I heard it, so I said, "Okay, fine, I'll do whatever you want me to do." I went upstairs. I was sitting at my kitchen table reading a magazine, and 15 minutes later, the DJ called my name, not only did they pay my mortgage payment that month, they paid our gas bill, and I got a $778 check. Which, if I hadn't gotten out of bed that morning, and if I had chosen to ignore what I was being told, I would have been very upset. So everybody's got it. Everybody should pay attention to it when it happens to us.
You know, I think Otto and I have both at more than one occasion been at a county fair or some kind of a carnival or whatever, and you get these little gypsies or whatever who sit in the back of their station wagons in the back of the carnival, and they've got a little sign up, palms red, or get your fortune told. And I think everybody gets this image of a little old lady sitting in her rocking chair, some little old Italian lady sitting in her rocking chair, who's ready to tell you your life story in one glance. And that, after talking to you two at the fair, I think that it needs to be dispelled, and that's the main reason why we brought you out here. And you've got a book here, which might help.
Okay, would you like to give me briefly or give you an explanation and your audience out there of what I do? If someone comes to me for a consultation, I would go through the lifeline, and I would emphasize at this point, I am not a negative reader. When I look at the lifeline, there is one person on this earth, or not of this earth, there's one person, and that is God, that can determine when your lifespan is up. I can predict, I can look, I can see possibly an oncoming illness and warn you of it. I see, when I look in your hand, I am aware of affairs of the heart. I am aware of a lot of personality traits, characteristics that can be picked up. I would like to say the left hand is the potential of what you were born with. Your right hand is what you have done with your life. And everyone out there, people would like to look here too, everyone has an M in the hand. This is a combination of a lifeline, a heart line, and the headline. It is in your left hand, it is also in your right hand. This stands for marriage, motherhood, money, and to me it also implies mysticism. Also, when someone would come to me, I am able to fairly accurately predict how many children, very closely. As I said before, characteristics, a lot of characteristics that would be picked up. I try to help people in as many ways as I can in that to help them develop their potential. A lot of them are not they're not aware of what their real potential is in life. They're tremendously wasting a lot of ability that they do have. They're not using it to the fullest. And these are some of the traits that I try to get across and help them with when they do come to see me.
How long have you been doing this?
I have been doing this practically all of my life. I started out as a card reader. My mother read cards when I was very small, and I grew up with into this area. And as the years went by, I stayed with the cards, and it was about 3 or 4 years ago that I suddenly decided I took an interest into the palms because I truly believe this is part of the body. The lines definitely emphasize what you're all about. The story of your life is in your hands. So on that, I started to study extensively through the Tree of Knowledge, and I found out this is where my niche is, so to speak. So basically, this is where I have gone to the interest in palmistry. I do on occasion, I will combine it with use of cards. But I have been doing this most of my life.
At the fair, we were trying to get time to talk to you. Every time we turn around, we have one person in the chair and two more behind them.
Well, other people, of course, when you get involved with people's problems, some people have extensive problems and they do require a lot more time than others do. So the time, I give them the time that's required.
Okay. Would you use strictly palm reading, or do you also use intuitive perception?
I use at this point, it is just recently that 2 or 3 months ago, I was looking at this one lady, and I just, for some reason or other, I just happened to see palm trees around her, and I perceived that possibly a trip to Florida or Hawaii was coming up for her, and I asked her, and she said yes, she was planning on going to Hawaii. So I do use tremendous amount of psychic ability in what I do.
Okay. No.
Would you be interested in reading my palms?
I certainly would. I also would like to emphasize that I do have a book here. I don't know. The general procedure when you come to a promise that I find is quite effective is they make an imprint. The lines in your hands, however, do change. A lot of people think that the lines, you are born with the lines in your hand, they are permanent for the rest of your life. This is not true. The lines do change in your hand. I don't know. This was a print that was taken of a woman in 1966. This is a print of 1983. There is a tremendous difference between the years here. The potential, her personalities have changed a lot. She is more aware, I would say, now of what her potential is in life than it was back in then. And also, I would like to indicate that the lines in the hands do change. You will start to see a hairline crack in the line before an event will occur. So basically, these are the differences that you would see.
Okay, you'd be interested in reading John's book?
And it's sure fine.
I'll buy that. September 19th.
Okay, basically I'll go over the characteristic traits with your hand, and then we'll go into some of the lines that are important. You are a very strong-willed, very determined young man, I would say. I feel whatever you set out your mind to do, you can very well accomplish. Very stability. You have a tremendous destiny line, which indicates to me that you have the stick-to-itness that a lot of people do not have. They would stop in midstream. I would like to use that term. Also, there's an air of perfection about you, is there not? It seems to be whatever you do, you're going to do it to the best of your ability, or you're not going to do it at all. Very, very strong determination, very strong in perfection, very ambitious. I also feel you do have artistic ability here. Have you ever done anything in an artistic field? Very strong potential there. Anything in an artistic, I also see you, I don't know whether you did this or not, I feel you would have would do very well in musical instrument, anything in that area too, you would excel very strongly in. I feel at this point, I did mention to you before we started this, I did pick up on you that I felt you would excel very well as a writer, anything in journalism or into that field. I also feel at some point you do, one problem you have is making decisions.
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of, I feel this 2 or 3 years ago, at some point, 2 or 3 years ago, there was some point in your life you just were rather undecided as to which career area to pursue. As far as the health lines, I see at a very early age, it could be possibly a tonsillectomy, I feel, or did you have anything of that nature? I see you were prone to, I feel you were prone to colds, or I don't want to say a series of viral infections or anything like that. It was nothing that serious, just colds of a bronchitis type thing. You, young man, have a very long life. I see you expand as far as like into the well into the 80s. I feel there was very longevity on a grandparent. I feel your mother's mother, a grandparent on that side, extreme longevity. I also feel there are a lot of people around you. These lines on the side here indicate to me that there are people very supportive of you. I feel you have a lot of love around you. Family members, I feel you're very close-knit. I feel the people around you now are very supportive of you. In affairs of the heart, in certain areas, I believe you have maybe a tendency to let the heart rule the head in certain areas on emotional.
Busted. Busted.
But as the years go, you are pulling this more into balance and it's getting more under control the older you get. You also are a very perceptive, intuitive young man. You seem to pick up on people's thoughts. You know when they're telling you right from wrong into that area. I know all young men and young ladies are quite interested in marriage lines when they're going to get married, affairs of the heart. You are 18 years old now, is this correct? I see a marriage, I feel very close to the age of 25 for you. I feel there is someone of interest in your life at present.
No, I just met somebody.
This could be a very meaning relationship. I do not feel this. I feel this relationship is going to be more on a friendship basis. I don't feel at this point, though, that you are ready for marriage. I feel like you should get your own life organized. You want to get career. I feel like you're more career-oriented at this point. Looking forward to the future, planning your future, things of that nature. So I do not, that is why I said I do not see marriage for you until the age of 25. Now, is there any other questions that you would like to ask me?
Let me see.
You would be, as I stated in the beginning, you would sell very well. You are also not a person that will quit. Once you begin a project, you will continue on this project. The strong destiny line indicates whatever you set your mind to do, you can accomplish. You would do extremely well. I see you extremely talented. I also see a trip coming up for you. I don't feel this year. I feel it coming up next year. Have you ever been to the West Coast?
West Coast.
Actually, this is what I'm picking up on. Was it either the San Francisco or San Diego area?
San Diego area.
Really? I feel possibly next year, I feel a trip coming. I feel you're going back to that particular area next year. Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Any other questions that you'd like to ask me? You don't want to ask me any more questions? All right.
I like that. So, my destiny has been decided.
Your destiny is in your hands.
Yeah.
Your destiny is in your
I like
hands
that.
without question.
This is pretty neat.
I don't know.
We're going to cover it quick.
All right, good.
Is that what you were going to do? Because that's how you tape sending? Oh, okay.
Sunday, I noticed that some people were using cards and others were reading poems, but you just were reaching out with contact to the person. What's the difference?
Okay. In the 5-day course that I explained to you before that I had taken, what I am doing is reading the bioelectrical energy that we all emit from our bodies. And by putting my hands on someone else's hands, I am drawing that energy into my energy so I can read it.
What can someone expect if they came here for a consultation?
Okay. At the psychic fair, I don't have too much time. Usually people pay for 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I usually ask for what is most important for that person to hear. If they came for a personal, private consultation, and we had a half an hour, I go into personality, past, present, future, finances, career, health, spiritual growth, if that person is interested in spiritual growth, and reincarnation, if they're interested in that. And normally a personal private consultation would take 30 minutes to an hour. But otherwise at a psychic fair, I've only got 10 minutes, so it's what is important to that person at that time to help them. And through this course I took, the 5-day course, I was to be dedicated to the service of mankind. And that's what I want to do with these psychic fairs, is give people what they need to know to help them with what's going on in their lives.
Would you be interested in trying to pick up a language?
Sure. It takes me a little while to get into people. So, John and Virginia want to talk for a minute or so.
Sure, we'll talk. Predicting the future. Is this a sort of a how-to, or is this?
It's a little bit of,
You guys get in on this?
it's a very good book for a beginner that's interested. Basically, it has some knowledge of astrology. It has tarot cards. It has a little bit of a palmistry. It has straight cards. There's just a little bit of everything. Very basic, very easy to understand, very simplified. So any of you that are interested in predicting your future,
go ahead and buy it. Just don't mess up. You guys are ready?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see what is an Otto's future.
Okay, so you're having conflict with your parents, and they're showing you rising above it and growing from it, and that it will be over soon. I see you going to college, and you're going to be majoring in television, and this is going to be a career for you. You're very energetic about this. Okay, I'm seeing you on a football field, standing on the sidelines, and I'm seeing you watching a girl. Okay, this girl's your girlfriend, and she's in the middle of the football field. And I'm getting a jealous feeling, that you feel that she's standing there alone, yet you feel she's not alone. You feel when you're not around, there's other people, there's other men. And that's not the case. I'm getting a jealous feeling from her the same way, and I'm being told that we need to sit down and talk about this. You both have misconceptions of each other, and you have to let go of the jealousy or the fear and just let the love come through.
I'm just curious.
There's still any problems?
Not really. Every now and then.
Okay. Well, yeah, with your colon, I'm seeing when you get nervous sometimes, real nervous, you might have colon problems. But other than that, it's still very healthy.
That's good. Anything else?
Anything specific? I'd rather get into something specific that you want to know. You just get into something general.
Can you see anything about like the earned forces? Because I was thinking about or something like that.
No, I see you just going to college.
Going to Otto John study.
You know, I just keep on seeing your college in the future and cameras in the future, and that you're going to be successful. But you also have a choice in that. We all have a free choice from whatever anybody tells us.
And I've always been one of the things that I make in college.
You're majoring in that. You're going to be very successful.
That's good news.
Talk to your girlfriend.
This is a point of curiosity. I'm not going.
You're not going to why?
A combination of reasons. That
It could be that you're going to.
Yeah. I don't think it's right for me. Yeah.
No, the college is too strong for the future.
who's been pushing that?
College.
Very good.
Oh yeah, I was wondering, is palm reading associated with astrology at all? Because you were mentioning the Mars line, and I've seen in pictures like certain fingers having to do with Saturn. Some
it all helps to have a knowledge of a little bit of all of it, really. The astrology all works in combination. The cards, the palmistry, your psychic development, the astrology in combination, it is very effective to use all of it together. But basically, your knowledge, your psychic ability.
Okay, I'd like to thank you both very much for coming down here. And the 25th, 26th, and the 27th, both of them will be there, along with Irene Hughes at the Des Plaines Mall at 700 Pearson and Lee in Des Plaines, Illinois. And then again, they'll be at the Hillcrest Shopping Center on 88th and 95th Street in Hickory Hills. So again, I'd like to thank you both for coming here and dispelling.
This has been.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and I think we cleared up a lot of questions that we've had and other people have had too.
Oh yeah, and if you're interested in a private consultation with either Allison or Virginia, they're both available. You can give them a call if you'd like to speak with Allison. The number is 964-1032. This is Allison.
It's Allison. Yeah.
And
Hi, Allison.
if you want to speak with Virginia, she can be contacted at 985-3947. Again, thanks a lot for being here. Come on.
Come on.
Cut.